Okay, before we start, I wanted you to bring, you had an interesting graph you wanted to kind of show us. Because a lot of times people sometimes get Latino and Hispanic confused.
Of course, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's great. Let me share my screen. Give me
Mhm.
1 second. All right. So right here, like you said, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, and people are always like, "What do I call you? Like Hispanic, Latino? What's the correct or proper way to say it?" And when I tell people, like I can be Latina or Hispanic, and I'm Latina because I'm feminine. I'm a female, so that's when you would add the Latina. If I was a boy, I would be like I'm Latino. But when it's more than if it's boy and girl in the group or a group of people, you would just say they're Latino. But I'll start with this. When you think of Latino, it's all of Latin America, so it's more of location. And when you think of Hispanic, you think of people that are from Spain or are descended from the Spanish. So basically, most of the Latin American countries were conquered by the Spanish. So that's when you would be Hispanic because you speak the language. So Hispanic is more the language, Latino is more the geographic location. So you see all of the countries here, like I'm Colombian, so I'm in Latin America, but I speak Spanish, so I'm considered both. But you would not call a person from Spain Latino or Latina because they're not in Latin America; they're actually in Europe.
Oh, wow.
So you see the exception. What is the exceptions or what they don't include, what is not included. And in Latin America, if you're from like Brazil, you would be considered Latino or Latina, but not Hispanic because you do not speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese.
Oh,
So I
wow.
think this is a perfect way to kind of for people to see a little bit of the difference. And a lot of people are like, well, what's the right word? And I just tell people like, hey, what's your ethnicity, or your nationality? I'm sorry, your nationality. And then they would
Hmm.
say, well, I'm Latino, but Hispanics or Latinos are always excited about saying, yeah, I'm Latina or I'm Hispanic, but I'm Colombian or I'm
Hmm.
Mexican or I'm Puerto Rican.
Uh-huh.
So there's no wrong or right answer. These terms are usually used interchangeably. But I would just, if you want to be, a geek or really knowledgeable, you would just say Latino for the geographic location, and Hispanic if you know that they speak Spanish. You're like, oh, they're Hispanic. Or Latino if you think they're in Latin America and they speak Spanish. I hope this
So,
helps.
yeah, it really does help. So, in Alabama, what's the population breakdown when it comes to like
Okay,
Hispanic
so
Latino?
that's a great question. I love answering this question because being in the media business, we always get compared to big markets.
Hmm.
And Alabama has a niche market. It's not necessarily like New York or Miami or LA or California in general, because California has huge cities. But the makeup of Alabama is a little unique. You have more of a Central American influence, the largest population being like the Mexican community, followed by the Guatemalan, Salvadorian, Honduran. Then you have some Puerto Ricans and Dominicanos, we said from the Dominican Republic. And then you have several groups like from South America. There's a large population of Brazilians. So they are here and they definitely have Brazilian Day. I don't know if any they've had a festival for several years because of COVID. They didn't have it last year, but that's always a fun activity to go to. And there's also been a large growth with Venezuelans coming to the United States, and especially here in the Birmingham metro area. Actually, this past weekend they had a get together, like a festival. So yeah, so I mean September is a huge an important month, and it is
Hmm.
actually Hispanic Heritage Month is from September 15th to October 15th. So it's a whole month. It's kind of 2 months, but
Hmm.
it's 1 month, one
Yeah.
big circle. So yes.
So, how long have the events been Hispanic?
Do you know what's happening in Birmingham? Find out now with the all new What's Happening Birmingham app. Download today on Android, iPhone, and iPad for free. Get info on everything you need to know about local news, events, businesses, restaurants, and more. Visit our website, what'shappeningbirmingham.com, follow us on Twitter at happeningbham, or call us at 205-538-4508. Download the What's Happening Birmingham app today. What's Happening Birmingham, your source for everything Birmingham.